Hi, it's TJ with Spytec GPS. Today we're going to be doing a demo of our mobile application. This is specifically the iOS iPhone application. We also have an iOS iPad application that runs in native resolution, and we have an Android app as well. So our mobile application differs slightly from our standard web application, and it's going to be those differences that we're going to focus on today. Those things that make the mobile app a unique tool to help you and your business solve problems. So the first thing I want to focus on is the main map. So the main map's job and function is the same on mobile as it is on our web application. And that is to show you the current location of your GPS devices. Where these icons are on the map is exactly where all the icons are on your main map. Now I'm going to do something nifty here that we're going to look at in just a bit, and that's filter out a couple of trackers, because I also want to illuminate an additional feature here on mobile. And that's the fact that it also shows where your mobile phone is. This blue icon showing in California on my main map is actually where my mobile device is. Now this can be incredibly useful if you've got a GPS tracker that, say, falls off a fleet vehicle or falls off a piece of equipment. This will allow you to very quickly and very easily recover that device by playing a game of hot and cold as you move with your mobile device and mobile app and find that missing tracker. So otherwise, the map is the same functionality. It's using Google Maps just like our main application, and it shows again that current location. Now the next feature that I want to highlight that's fantastic on mobile app is follow mode. So follow mode, we all know, it's when you're locked into that overhead view to follow a tracker as it moves through whatever location it's in. Well, when I tap on the main trailer icon here, I'm locked into our mobile app follow mode, and it does a couple of things different from our web app that I think make it more functional. First off is the 3D rendering of the buildings. It gives you a better sense of the actual geography of where the tracker is. And second is the contextual tracker card down at the bottom. That gives you additional information about your tracker's status, about its location, and about the things around it that can be really valuable. You see the most recent address, you see nearby businesses or points of interest, you even see the local weather conditions. You also get a mini map that is in the opposite map style of whatever your main map is. In my case, I've got it in light mode on my main map, so my mini map appears in satellite, which again is just giving me additional information to understand what's going on with my devices. Now also, on the tracker card along the bottom, we have got 4 icons we need to discuss. The first, going from left to right, is link share, and when I tap that, I have the ability to share that tracker's location via Gmail or any other sort of messaging or information sharing suite that is available. It sends that contextual card as well as text displaying the most recent address and the time and date to anyone, whether it's somebody in my organization or outside of my organization. This can be incredibly useful if you're using your trackers to monitor your delivery fleet, if you want to notify a customer when a truck's arriving. Now, next to our link share button, we also have our tracker activities report. This takes you to a pre-filtered report showing all the trips and stops involving just that GPS device. Now, if we click on one of these trips here, it'll actually visualize in the main map, and we can see where that tracker went and when it was there. A super handy way to dig into some details about that specific tracker. Now, if I take us back to the main map, the next icon, this is third from the left, is the little bell icon, and that is the tracker alerts report. That's showing me anytime an alert has been triggered by this device. Now this specific device, it's an OBD, so we've got the ability to see the ignition on off. In this case, if I tap on the alert, it shows me where the tracker was when that ignition was turned off. This is really handy to, again, dig into those details. If you're getting, speeding alerts consistently in the same location, it can become a teachable exercise. Maybe you train your drivers, hey guys, I know we all want to go really fast down I-10, but we need to take our feet off the gas a little bit or we're going to run the risk of getting some tickets. So those are a few things about the main map and about follow mode that are incredibly handy. The fourth icon, by the way, is just simply an exit, and when you tap that, it takes you back to the main screen. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the tracker list down here at the bottom. It says visible 7, moving 0, and stopped 7. So if I drag up from the bottom, it takes me to my tracker list. Now, each one of these cards is the same contextual card as if I was following it, just minus a little bit of information. These mini maps update, and it is live information. So I can manage multiple trackers at once, and then if I need to dig into a detail, I simply tap on the tracker card. I now get the more detailed tracker card with a follow mode involved. And when I hit exit, it takes me right back to the main map, and I can resume from the list where I was. You can also flick through the different statuses. So if you only want to see moving trackers, which I don't have any at the moment, you can simply tap moving, or you tap stopped and you can see all the stopped trackers. That's really handy if you're using more than, say, 3 or 4 devices and you need to manage them all at once. The tracker list is going to be your go-to feature here on the mobile application. Now, in the top right corner, we also, and I gave you a sneak peek of this earlier, have the ability to filter what trackers and what data we want to see at a given time on the main map. Now, what I've just done is unchecked all the trackers that are not in my location in Southern California. Now, if I hit apply filters, you can see we are now only seeing those trackers in Southern California. It's not even displaying the others. If I go back into my tracker list, it tells me I've got 3 visible trackers right here, and I've got 4 hidden trackers. So again, you can hide those devices that you don't need to see if it's showing you too much information. So I'm going to go back in, and we're actually going to re-enable all of our devices. And down one more row, we've got tracker history. So there's 2 options here, no history, just trackers. This is the way that you're used to seeing our main map. It's just showing where the icons, where the trackers are right now. Well, below that, we've got trackers and history. And that is going to show you the trackers as well as lines on the map representing their recent activity in a specific time window. Those time windows are selectable just underneath it, and it's the last hour, the last 8 hours, the last 12 hours, or today, which is midnight to midnight. I'm going to select the last 24 hours, and we're going to hit apply. As you can see right away, a line has populated on my screen that's showing a trip that one of my trackers has taken in the last 24 hours. And this happens for all the trackers that you have visible. You can check any of these devices, and if they do have activities in the last 24 hours, it will populate on screen. You can see here the green line representing the trip of that device. So this is a great way to get an overall picture of what your trackers have been doing over a period of time, whether that is a shift and you want to see where your drivers were, or whether it's 24 hours making sure things are safe. Now below that, we also have the ability to take a look at map overlays. And what that does is overlay additional information onto your map, which just gives you greater context. Right now, the 2 that are available are boundaries, which will render your boundaries that you've configured in the web application onto your mobile app. And then we also have a traffic overlay, which uses an API to give you real-time or close to real-time traffic data. So if you've got a delivery driver who's running late, you can see if it's because they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or if it's because the 405 is stacked up with traffic like it usually is. Now you also have the ability to flick between the different map modes. We have dark, light, satellite, and mono available. This is going to be a really handy feature. The ability to filter what data you see and how you see it is something that's really powerful, and tailoring how you use it is also going to be really valuable. Now in the top left corner, just a couple of things I want to touch on. One is preferences. So you have the ability to do a sort of overall do not disturb for your alerts and notifications. They do have to be individually configured in the web application. We also have user roles, which also have to be configured on the web application. You can see what users you have on the mobile app. Then we do have the ability to adjust information about our trackers. We can change the name, the description, the shape and color of the icon right here on mobile. And we have the ability on mobile to change our basic settings, such as our time zone, distance units, and speed units. Okay, that was a quick look at the Spytec GPS mobile application. Please visit www.spytec.com to learn more.